Hey dudes, today we're going to be covering a 5x5 beginner's mass program. So we're going to be going over how to build those big muscles, upper and lower body strength. So get ready for that because we're about to get started. All right dudes, I'm here with Ian. Last time we visited Ian, we were going over an upper body program so that way he can build some strength. You know, he's into wrestling. So now that he's kind of moving on from that, we're going to be going over a 5x5 program that actually covers the complete body for mass and strength. So last time we visited Ian, we were kind of working on the upper body strength. How did you implement that into your wrestling and how did it go?
It went well for me. I was on a workout plan before wrestling started and I definitely used the tricks and tips that you taught me.
Cool.
And then going into wrestling, I had a super successful season. I won a few tournaments. I even got to go to the state tournament and win some matches there. So that was great.
Nice.
But now that I'm done with wrestling, because I graduated, I'm going into college now, and I'm looking for, you know, some exciting things to happen in my life. But I'm ready to get back to working out and getting back in the workout routine.
Perfect, you know, and that's great. And what in wrestling, you know, we were kind of talking about before is like, you know, you have to keep in a certain weight class.
Yeah.
So you couldn't really gain too much weight because you're really trying to stick within that weight class so that way you can kind of compete against the people your own size. So in this program now going on to college, you're kind of free to gain weight. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So and that's why we're going to this 5x5 program. So you're going to gain some more weight, some more strength, and that way you put on some size and be a real buff dude. So you ready to get started, Ian?
Oh yeah, let's get it.
All right, let's do it. Okay, and so the first day, Monday, it's a 3-day week program. It's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So Monday is gonna be squats, it's gonna be bench press, and it's also gonna be deadlifts, all 5x5, so 5 sets of 5 reps. First thing is gonna be squats. I usually like to start out with just kind of a feel out warm up sets, even 2 of them, just to kind of get your form down, get your confidence up. So we're gonna be using this bench, we're gonna just start with body weight. So that way you're gonna start here, feet about shoulder width apart. You're just gonna be throwing those hips back, you're gonna be touching the bench, and then you're gonna be thrusting the hips forward just like that. So it's a lot in the hips. We do have 2 videos already that's covering squats pretty in depth. So, you know, obviously, if anyone wants to watch those to get a little bit more in depth on squats, we'll set up a link for that. But Ian, we're gonna start you out here. Yep. So you're gonna, again, start with the hips. So you always push those hips back first, just like you're sitting down, just like so. Keeping the pressure through the heels and then pushing the hips forward, just like that. So a lot of people try to just squat with their legs, but it's gonna be about the hips. Yeah, exactly. So you're gonna push the hips back. Yep, just like that, and then throw some forward. So what you wanna do, push the hips back, and instead of leaning forward like that, so the toes go over the knees, what you wanna do is really try to keep the knees back, so it doesn't track over the toes too much. Just like that, yeah. So hips back, and then push, and then perfect, just like that. So it's a pretty simple movement. It's just like you're sitting in a chair, and what we're gonna do is put the bar on you now, and you're gonna be still using the bench as a seat, just to kind of get that confidence up. Okay. So go ahead and get in that same position. Just like that. I'm gonna put this bar just on your traps, just like so, and you're gonna be holding it against yourself with your hands, just like that. So that way it's not gonna roll down your back.
Yep.
So what you wanna do is push the hips back, sit right back up, just like that. Pretty simple movement. Good. Up. Perfect. So as you push those hips back, that's actually gonna be tightening your hamstrings up and gonna be helping support that knee joint and help stabilize it. So go ahead and push the hips back and then push forward, just like that. Really far. Hips back. There we go. Perfect. Good form. So this is kind of the feel out warm up set. You're gonna be doing a little bit higher repetitions to kind of get the blood flowing in the particular area. Just like good. Let's get a couple more. Okay. Back. Up. Good. And perfect. All right, so unfortunately, as you can see, they don't have a squat rack in this gym, but you're talking about the college you're gonna go to, which is?
Oregon State University.
Yeah, so Oregon State University has, there you go, has an awesome gym, good facility, so you're gonna have a lot available, you're gonna have a lot of motivation, obviously a lot of athletes working out there, so it's gonna be really cool. Unfortunately, a gym like this, you don't really have that available, but you work with what you got, right?
Yep.
So in this, you're gonna be doing 5 sets of 5 repetitions. First 2 sets, kind of a warm up, feel out set. So we're gonna add some weight to this and have Ian continue the process. So we got 135 pounds here. you've been doing squats already in high school, so you're kind of confident already with this kind of weight. We're still going to use kind of box squats in a sense on this one, just to kind of feel it out still, to make sure you have the confidence, because unfortunately we don't have that squat rack here. So get in the same position. I'm going to just be holding it, putting it on your shoulders, and we're going to do the exact same thing as we did before, and we're going to hit those 5 reps. Just like that. Good. Got it?
Yep.
All right, here we go. Nice and strong. Bring it down, push through the heels, bring it up. Good. There's 1. Get back. Good. 2. Just 3 more here. Nice and strong. There we go. 2 more. Nice deep breaths. Get that oxygen in, and then exhale. Deep breath. 1 more. Push up, up. Good. That's awesome. How'd that feel?
Good. Yep.
He's definitely heavy. You can tell his legs are working.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Feel it.
Yeah, and the good thing about squats, obviously, it's not just a leg exercise. It's gonna be the entire body. You know, there's over 200 muscles working at once, and that's why squats are always going to be implemented in every day of the week, just to make sure you hit that complete body and nice synergy in all those muscles. One thing to remember, as you do this program, you're gonna be doing 5 sets of this. Rest times are gonna be between 90 to 3 minutes.
Okay.
You know, so you make sure to recuperate, get all your energy back, and that way you can push even harder or just as hard on the next set. If you complete all 5 sets with 5 reps pretty easily, that's when you want to do 5 pounds extra. So you put those 5 pounds extra on, because what you want to do in this program is pretty much not be able to complete the 5 sets at 5 reps.
Okay.
As you begin to end the 5 sets, you know, you will only maybe be able to complete 3 repetitions on your last set. So that means you need to stay with that weight until you're able to complete those 5 sets of 5 reps, and then that's when you bump up 5 pounds and continue the process. So that way you're constantly building the strength and the size of those muscles. All right, Ian, we're on to the bench press. So nice big chest movement. It's still a compound, so it's gonna be working a little bit of the front delts and also the triceps as a secondary muscle group, but the chest is definitely the main push going on. We're gonna do, again, a little bit of a feel out set, just to kind of get that motion down, get the form down properly, get your confidence back up, so that way we can put that heavy weight on and complete those 5 sets of 5 reps. So go ahead and lay flat on the bench. All right, here we go. Grab that bar just so that way those forms are vertical to the floor there. All right, good. You're gonna unrack that weight just like so. Take it down right down to the sternum, and then press straight up. Good, perfect. Nice and slow, good even pace. Again, getting some blood and oxygen into those muscles. Excellent. Nice breathing. Inhale, exhale on the way up. Perfect, good. We're not trying to wear the muscles out. We're just trying to get you confident here with the movement, so that way when we get up that heavy weight, you're gonna feel good. All right, press up. We're gonna just stop right there, because that looks perfect. You don't want to waste too much energy on that one. So we're gonna bump up to 95 pounds, so that way you're pumping up those 5 sets, 5 reps. And complete that process. All right, so with any kind of weight gaining, strength gaining program, nutrition is going to be a huge part of it, right? Mm-hmm. What are some of the stuff that you did while wrestling? You know, obviously you were trying to keep your weight down, so it's going to be a little bit different, but you still had to keep your strength up. Yeah. So what did you eat? How did you like?
So I ate a lot of kind of lighter foods like rice, and then with some chicken thrown in for some protein to keep me full and have a lot of energy. I also did a lot of like protein shakes as well, because they move through the body quicker, and when you're trying to make weight, you know, you can keep your weight down like that. Exactly. So that's what I did, just lighter meals.
Yeah, perfect. And was there any kind of like calorie tracking, or you did pretty much judge on what your weight said on the scale?
Yeah, it's pretty much by what the weight said on the scale. I obviously avoided, you know, high sugar foods and you know, the soda and all the unhealthy foods that you've been talking about. So
exactly, and that's perfect. And because you pretty much want to stick with that same kind of mentality during this program, you're obviously going to stay away from the high sugar foods, any kind of sodas, processed foods, anything like that. You want those nice whole, you know, foods, complex carbohydrates, good high amounts of protein, lean proteins. You can implement a little bit fattier proteins like steak if you'd like, because you do want a little bit higher calories. Obviously, you want to surplus in the calories. That way, the body has enough to gain that weight and gain that strength, because you're going to put it through a lot of stress during these exercises with this a lot of weight. So once you kind of start implementing a little bit more calories, as you know, the body is going to start growing from there, because it has what it needs to grow. So that's going to be really important. So now that we said that, let's go ahead and put you on the bench. All right, so same kind of form there. Form was good. We're going to hit those 5 reps. I'm going to be here spotting you in case you need it. All right, there we go. Here we go, Ian. Nice. Good, 2 more here, looking good. That's it, 1 more, all the way down. There we go, get that nice deep breath, push. Good, and then go back. 5 reps. Looking buff. All right, that was awesome. So now we just got 4 more sets, just like that. We're gonna get a little rest time again around the 90 to 3 minute mark, or 90 seconds to 3 minute mark. What you wanna do, 90 seconds, only 1.5 minutes, that's gonna be pretty quick. So it's gonna all depend on your fitness level and also your goal. 3 minutes, your heart rate's actually gonna drop down to about normal, and you're gonna pretty much recuperate all your energy from there. So that way you're gonna be pushing all you can at that point. 90 seconds might be a little short for some people, so that way they might not recuperate all the way. I think your fitness level is already pretty high, so 90 seconds is probably about right for you. Some people might take a little bit longer, but again, it's all just goal orientated. If you want to stay pretty lean on the program like this, you're always going to want to implement a little bit of cardio, especially at the end of the workout, which can be either high intensity interval training, which will be like, could be 30 seconds sprint, and then a minute recovery, active recovery, which is just a slow walk, or a fast walk, I should say. Or it could be a low impact cardio, where it's about 30 to 40 minutes of a high percent incline, around 10% incline at a 3.5 mile an hour walk to keep the heart rate in the fat burning zone. So all depends on, again, about your goal. But obviously you want to stay lean on a program like this because you want to look good. You don't want to just look bulky, All right, so we're going to get 1 more set, just like that. Now that you've covered a little bit more, see how you feel. Here we go. Alrighty, and you got this. Good. That's it, nice and stable. What you want to do is keep those shoulders back, pinched together, keep that chest up, and then up. There we go, good. 2 more here, looking good. That's it, there we go. Push, 1 more, 1 more. You got this. That's it, up. Good. Excellent. So again, it's all judging it the right way, right? So as you can tell, this one, about 90 seconds, you're gonna start be burning out at the next set. So set 3, set 4, set 5. You might not be able to get 5 repetitions, which is actually good, it's perfect. So this weight's gonna be about perfect for you. Again, as you progress through the weeks, it starts getting easier and easier, which is a good thing. You're just gonna bump up about 5 pounds, so that way, again, about the 3rd, 4th, or 5th set, you're not going to be able to complete the 5 repetitions, which is perfect. And that's what you always want to do. So that way your body's always trying to adapt, right?
Yep.
All right, so we got 3 more sets, and then we're good to go. All right, and on to deadlifts. Again, this exercise is definitely going to be working on the hip action. So you always want to start with the hips. So the hips are actually pushing back even before the knees start to bend. And the chest, you're not going to worry about the chest being too high like you do on squats, so you're actually bending forward. And so the chin's about, level. Try not to keep your chin up while you're doing it, because that actually breaks the form and the spine bends that way. So just keep the chin level. So the hips are pushing back. You're gonna feel the tightness in your hamstrings, again, slightly kind of like squats. And then that's gonna be your starting position. So you get in that same position, bend down, and that's when you grab the bar, so that way everything's set up and you're confident. The shoulders are gonna be really tight, and your lats are gonna be tight. So you never wanna let them relax, and you never wanna reach them forward, because what happens is then that's gonna create the bend in the back, and you don't want that. So keeping your shoulders back and tight is actually gonna help keep your back flat and contracted, and that way it supports the spine. Okay. So, and what you wanna do is step forward, so that way this bar is right in the middle of your feet. So that way when you bend forward, your shin is actually gonna be touching the bar. Just like that. That's showing you that you have the proper position there. So watch that back. Keep those shoulders tight, tighten them up, just like that. Lower the hips just a tad, and then kind of arch up slightly. There we go. So that everything's nice and flat. And then as you do it, you want to start to pull upwards and then drive the hips through, just like that. So go back down in that same position, just like that. Perfect. And then you're gonna push up, drive the hips through, just like that. Perfect. You're already a pro. Excellent. So once you get those motions down, it can be fairly simple. And it's, again, watch the back. You always want to keep this tight together, just like that. So really keep that tight and keep that back straight. There you go, right there. And then start to up and drive the hips forward. Good. Push the hips back, like that. Up, drive the hips forward, just like that. Good. Like that back, watch the back, tight, tight. There we go, right there. Drive the hips through. Push back, perfect, good. We'll stop right there. So you pretty much got the gist of it, right? Yep. So again, it's always about keeping those shoulders really tight because that's gonna support the spine, keep it flat, and again, it's gonna be a lot about the hips. Because once you start rolling it up here and bending, from this position, if you know how to drive those hips forward, from here to here, it's gonna be all hip power, right? So when you get that really heavy weight, and if you have this hip power, you're gonna be able to drive it forward and complete that motion. So again, as long as you think about hips, 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 rather than just lifting it from the floor, because what's happening is you're just gonna be doing this and then rolling it back up. And we're rolling it up your thighs, which you never really wanna do this. It's always gonna be about keeping that bar here and then pushing the hips and driving it forward to complete the motion. So we'll put some weight on there, we'll put some 45 to get 135 pounds. Because once you keep in that motion that you just did, you really easily do that weight for that 5 reps. All right, so yep, same position, everything the same. I'm gonna put this clip on here, just that way I don't have any board on. There we go. Safety first. Okay, so get a nice same position. Yep, get those feet right about mid-bar, shins about touching the bar. And what you wanna do, let's close those feet up just a little bit, just like that, good. So those hands are right outside the feet. And watch the back, tighten this up. Right there, just like that. Push up, drive the hips forward. Watch that lower back when you do that. Again, keep those shoulders back and tight. So right here, keep the shoulders really tight, back flat. So lift up, tight, tight, tight. Okay, it's all right, it's a little heavy. And you know what? And that really goes to show you, and sometimes you have to kind of do that to figure out your weight. And it's okay, it's all right. It's been a while, and you even said so. Been a while since you did deadlifts. Again, it's getting that confidence in your form sometimes too. So when you're doing deadlifts, it's easy to just want to pick that weight up from A to B rather than, so again, form is more important than weight. Obviously you want to go heavy on something like this, which is a good thing because that's what this program is about, but again, it's about that progression. So don't feel bad about going a little lighter. So we're going to drop this weight down just a little bit so that way you can keep that proper form, get those reps in, and continue from there. Ego, you know, and that's just not the way to do it. Because what happens is that's when you get those injuries, and that's when that pretty much inhibits your growth, and also, you know, you don't get that proper form down, so that way you don't actually get the full benefit of the exercise. So yeah, never feel bad about going a little lighter on that weight. Okay. All right, yeah. There we go. Okay, so dropped about 20 pounds. What we're gonna do is I'm actually gonna put these just so that way you're not going lower to the ground. And sometimes, you know, it's a little bit harder, especially as your hamstrings are a little bit tighter, which I think they are, seeing your form. If your hamstrings are tight, if your lower back's tight, it's gonna be hard to keep your back flat, because what happens is if they're so tight, you're gonna bend your lower back to pretty much compensate for those tighter hamstrings and lower back. So stretching is obviously going to be a very important thing, which we're going to go over in a later episode to show everyone proper stretches and whatnot to kind of help that out. But it is going to help going through that proper range of motion. It's going to naturally kind of loosen you up, get the blood flowing and stuff like that. So, all right, let's get these 5 reps in. Same kind of form. Oh yeah, here we go. You got it, you got it. There we go. Tight, yep, perfect, just like that. Up, drive the hips through. Good. Remember, yep. Down. You got it, you got it. Yep. All right. It's good, it's good. You got it. There we go. Straight up and then drive the hips through. Just like that. Yep, come down. Start lifting straight up. Like that, hips through. Good. All right, we're gonna stop there. So what's happening is, as you lift up, your hips are coming up first, and then you're lifting the rest with the back and the waist, rather than coming through here. And as you come up just about the knees, that's when you start pushing the hips through from here to here. So what happens is, a lot of people will do this, your hips will go up first, and then you'll roll the rest of the way up, which doesn't necessarily mean you don't have the strength. It just means that the form, again, is just kind of, you're still, you know, kind of get the confidence of the form. So what happens is, once you start getting here, the hips are going to be driving up, bending the knees, and as you come up to the knees, you're going to be lifting, and then you're going to push the hips through. So it's about driving those hips through at the end position. So we're going to try one more time and see how it goes. Lift up, just getting about to your knees, and then drive the hips through. There we go, so much better. Keeps the back flat. There we go. And then up, coming up to the knees, and then drive the hips through. That's it, that's better. watch that back, good. There we go. So, yep, drive the hips through, good. Come down, watch the lower back. So what you want to do is practice on the way down is going to be the same form on the way up, right? So when you come up, it's going to be hips, starting, so you want to start to lift with the hips to tighten the hamstrings up, then you're going to be pushing with the legs, bending the knees. As you start to get right, the bar past the knees, that's when you drive the hips forward. And then what you want to do is start, as you lower the weight down, you want to start with the hips and then bend in the knees in the exact same position just down the way up, just in reverse. So it's looking a lot better. Let's get a couple more reps, because I think the weight's fine. Again, it's just getting that proper form down. Yep, tighten those shoulders. So, yep, nice and tight. Bring up, drive the hips through. Good. Down. A lot better. So that's it. Keep these tight, shoulders back. Tight, tight, tight. Lift up. Drive the hips through. Good. Push the hips back. Slowly lower down. Awesome. You're going to stop there. Perfect, because I know you're getting kind of worn out. I know, because we're not really taking rest times in between these. So that was looking a lot better. We'll increase the rest time so that we kind of recuperate and get your energy back. But as far as the form goes, it's getting a lot better. And again, it's all about those hips. And there's certain exercises that you can implement that will help to strengthen the hips. Could be anywhere from glute bridges, hip extensions, could be kettlebell swings, things of that nature. We're not really going to go over those yet. In other episodes we will. But again, if you want to get good at a certain movement or a certain lift, you're just going to have to do that lift, right, over and over again, and you're naturally going to get better and better at it. So it's looking good, Ian. 5 sets, 5 reps on this one, and then that actually completes the first day. So it's pretty simple. Got squats, got flat benching, we got deadlifts. Again, the more you do it, the better you get, as long as you keep that proper form. Don't overextend yourself as far as trying to go too heavy right away. I put a lot of weight on you on the deadlifts, and the form was breaking a little bit, but again, as long as you're safe enough, you can go heavy as long as you're confident, building it up, and slowly progress up in weight as you get more and more confident, and the more you do it. This covers Monday and Friday. So Friday, you're actually going to complete the same exact program. Wednesday is going to switch up a little bit, and we're going to go over that right now.
So when I'm working out and I'm gaining weight, say I hit like a plateau. So what do I do as far as my nutrition goes to really push past that and gain some more weight?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm glad you said that, because so let's say the first month, 2 months, you start gaining about 10 pounds or even more of weight, especially in the beginning phases, the body's going to naturally want to gain weight pretty quickly, especially if you're on a good nutrition plan. What you want to do is if you hit a plateau in that thing, what's happening usually